Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Too Opinionated, where today I'm joined by actress Bevin Bru. So, welcome, Bevin.
Hi.
Welcome again. We were talking off camera, but
Yeah, that's
welcome
like the real
officially.
interview.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't count. That does. It's so weird when you're doing podcasting. You can't just immediately jump into the interview. That's so weird. You have to talk for
Yeah.
a minute, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, is
Yeah.
that what it's like on like 60 Minutes? Do they just like show up and just start interviewing, or do they have a warm up, right?
But they
Like
have
all
to have at
interviews
least
have a
a little bit of
something.
where you're connecting, right?
Yeah.
It'd
Vibe
be
it
weird.
out.
I don't know. You're the actress. You tell me.
I actually no. There was one time the interview literally started on like hello, and I had no idea. So the
Oh
first
my
couple minutes, I'm there kind of shooting the shit, da, 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 da. And then I just realized that it's like going on. It was never like, hey, like, and I was like, oh, fuck, this is the
This
interview.
is the interview.
This is the interview. And then it ended, and I was like, oh no. Oh no. How was that?
I
One,
wasn't
yeah.
ready.
So it has happened. It has happened. Like halfway through when they haven't stopped to be like, okay, let's, get it going. They just continue and you're there like,
Then you got to think back on what you said.
yeah, literally. I'm like, oh, why did I say that? I didn't think I
Yeah.
was, oh my God. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining today. I'm so excited to talk with you. This is it's going to be so much fun. So welcome.
Hmm. Again.
So let's start. Let's start here. Talk a little bit about what got you into entertainment and why you wanted to go into the business.
Okay. Well, it started when I was about 7 or 8 years old. I
Yeah.
was doing this summer camp program for kids in the Coral Gables Actors Playhouse. And I was like one of the few who were selected to write our own monologue, which imagine a
Oh,
monologue written by an 8-year-old. Like, what was
fancy.
I even talking about? Like cotton candy, who knows? And perform it. And like while we were doing the dress rehearsal for the summer, like, show, this news crew came and just kind of like broadly filmed some stuff and some B-roll or whatever. And that night, my mom was cooking and had the news on, and I saw my little teeny self on the stage, like something, and I was like, "Oh, that's it." Like
Yeah,
at that
that's for
moment, I
me.
decided that was it. This is what I'm going to do. And when I'm 18, I'm moving to New York, come hell or high water. I don't care. And I kind of made that decision, and I never thought to readdress it, to like think about it ever again. I just said it and forget it. And then here
That's
I
so
am.
rare. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
so rare. You knew right away. Most time kids just bounce around from one profession to another
I
till they're like
know.
40.
Yeah, kids until they're like, yeah, until they die, basically. That's it. That was their life. No, I know. I am so fortunate. Trust me. I have so many friends, the older you get, they're like changing careers, or they
Yeah.
realize that like everything they had done with their lives was inauthentic and they were miserable. And and sometimes I do find like I have to be a bit empathetic towards that, because I'm so
Yeah.
used to being like, why don't you just do what you love? How do you not know what you want to do? Like what? You don't know what your North Star is? Huh? And I have to be like, Bevin, not everyone is as lucky, because I trust me, I know I am one of the luckiest people alive, simply for knowing what I want to do, regardless if
Yes.
I was ever to do it or not. At least I knew.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's
awesome.
that's yeah, very
Well,
lucky.
and sometimes but you don't get life takes you in a different direction. You don't get the
Hmm.
opportunity. So that's you knew, plus you got to actually do it. That's awesome.
Yeah. There's so many, life is so crazy. There's so many factors and so
Yeah.
many things that play to life. I mean, two people can start in the same exact position with the same exact talents and resources and everything. And there's just so many different external factors that come into play with how it all unveils itself. It's quite fascinating, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, no, it actually really is. So when you were in school, did you do the theater, chorus,
Hmm.
anything like that, or did
Yep, yep.
you
I did. I
immediately
was like
start,
all in.
once you got the taste, did you kind of stick with it?
Oh yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a heavy drug that hit me. And then yeah, I was doing plays and all through high school at the Miami Children's Theater, musicals. And then
Yeah.
when I moved to New York, I did, like I became disenfranchised. I had this idea of like what Broadway was, and then I realized it was nothing of
Right.
like the liberties that I thought it was. I was like, what did I think about life, idiot? Hello. And I tried to stop. I tried to like literally do anything else. I was like, I'm going
Right.
to become a life coach and a health coach, and that's it. And like, I'll do, acting on the side and whatever. But like, who was I kidding? I tried so hard to not want to be an actress and to not want to pursue it. And it was a couple of years. And then I was like, all right, cut the shit. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Let's go do this. Let's go do this. Come on. And then I moved to LA, and that's kind of with a better head on my shoulders. And that's when I really started to pursue it properly.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty great. What was your first professional role?
I mean, I would say that like on this scale, really, it is Batwoman. Like it's my first, reoccurring role on a global, really. Batwoman, they have it all over the planet. It's playing, the show. I had done other like films, indie films and things like that, but really on this scale, it has been Angelique and Batwoman. And I couldn't have asked for a better role, better cast. Like, I'm just like so lucky that I'm just like, how do I show my gratitude, universe? Because I don't want to fuck it up. How can I show my gratitude? Like, I even go on Google sometimes, like how to show gratitude to really make sure that like I am getting it across to the world, the universe, how grateful I am.
As a geeky person, I mean, getting your first major role on Batwoman, I mean, you can't beat that.
No, you can't.
It's amazing.
You really can't. You really can't. And like, God, like the world of Gotham has just always been so cool to me.
Yeah.
Like, and I lived in New York, and I know, like, I think they say Gotham is supposed to be Jersey. Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that true?
I'd say that's like true.
Pulling one over on me?
No, I think that's right.
And always knowing about it, and then like playing in that world, existing in that world with a character who's brand new too. It's kind of cool because I wasn't beholden to the comics. I didn't have to really like stick to what was already, pre-drawn and pre-everything. It was like I was able to really play in this world and during a pandemic. Like
that's amazing.
Cherry on top of it. So again, I'm like, Google how to show gratitude, express how to share abundance with everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Like everything.
So talk a little bit. How did that role come about? Was that just a straight audition? Did you have to go into audition, or did you do it virtually?
So virtually. This was like the height of COVID back in late August, early September, maybe. So it was still very much all virtual. I got, funny thing, any actors listening, like this casting director, it was my 8th or 9th time auditioning for them.
Wow.
Where I hadn't like really booked anything, but it just goes to show like if a casting director keeps calling you in, they like you. They're gonna eventually, you'll find something with them. So don't, be disheartened by that. I got the audition on a Monday. It was like 2 pages of dialogue. I always send my tapes a day early, so it was due Wednesday morning. So Tuesday, taped it, sent it off. And by Friday, we had the pin, which is like, hold the dates available.
Yeah.
You're one of the options, da-da-da. And then Monday, it was booked. And they were like, hey, pack your bags. You're leaving in 2 weeks. And I thought I was only going to be in Canada for like a month and a half. And then I ended up being there for 5.5 months. So I had packed like, honestly, I packed horribly. I don't know where I thought I was going. Like, as opposed to Googling gratitude, I should have Googled the damn weather.
That's right.
I brought like crop tops to Vancouver and like
Miami.
Short. Literally. Like, I was like, Bevin, it's winter. It's the dead of winter. What are you doing? I had to buy a whole new wardrobe when I was up there.
Well, that could be fun.
Sometimes I'm not mad about that. Maybe I did it on purpose, subconsciously. I packed poorly, so I'd have an excuse to shop.
That's right.
Yeah.
I could see that. I think that's okay.
That's okay, right? I had to. I didn't want to.
You had to.
Yeah,
you had to.
And I had to buy clothes that I will never wear again in Los Angeles or Miami. I had to buy all these things that I will not use.
It's just stuff that'll, take up space in your closet until you go somewhere cold.
I have to. Exactly, which happens never. So it's really great that I got the chance to buy those things.
Did you know that you were auditioning for Batwoman?
I knew I was auditioning for Batwoman. I had no idea what role really.
Right.
Like I knew my role was Angelique, but they give you these like fake sides that have like other characters are named something else so that you don't
Yeah.
give away any plot points or whatever. So and I'm also like such a little dodo sometimes. In my brain, I was auditioning and my sides were with a woman named Candace. So when I got the role, I called my mom and I was like, Mom, guess what? I just booked this role on Batwoman. She's like, who are you playing? I was like, I don't know, Candace's girlfriend. It's so exciting. She's like, who's Candace? I'm like, I have no idea. There's nothing about Candace in any goddamn thing that you Google. So I thought I was like playing some random chick's random girlfriend, like 14 times removed. And it wasn't until like a week before I started filming that I found out, oh, I'm Ryan. Candace is Ryan. And
It's a big part.
Yeah, it was totally. I didn't know who the hell. I was like, who is Candace? Why would I be up there filming for so long with Candace? I'm like, she's not even in the comics. There's nothing about this person. Who is this?
Were you
my mom was even investigating.
looking the stuff up, trying to figure it out?
Yeah. We had a whole team. I had like my mom, my mom's wife. I had like one of my best friends. He's like a comic book nerd. I'm like, get on this. Who is Candace? Get me answers. And they had no answers because she doesn't exist.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
It was Ryan.
It was Ryan. Yeah, so the episode, the first one, when you get to reconnect with Ryan. So there's so much. I love that first scene when you two kind of get together, because there's so much going on, and you do such a good job like conveying all of this past and history and all this stuff that isn't really being said without saying it. I thought it was the best thing. You did such a good job with it.
Thank you. Funny enough, that was basically the first time that I really met Javicia.
Really?
Was like, because I had seen her in passing, like, hi, maybe once.
Yeah.
But that was the first time that I really face to face for more than a minute had spent time with her, and it was like action. And you have this you have to bring all this history with you. And then you don't even know, you're like, hey, how you doing? So where are you from? Oh, cool. Yeah, the show's great. Like, we having a good time. It was like this like little small talk that we could.
Well, and you're supposed to have some chemistry. That's not easy.
Yeah, but she's so easy to have chemistry with.
Yeah,
like, she's amazing too.
She's such a good actor. I've been a fan of hers for a while. She's really good. She was a great choice for Batwoman.
And beyond her talent, like, just it's so important you're number one on set, because they kind of set the tone for the whole show. And she's just such a hard worker. She's so positive. She's always so engaging, so present with you, even though she is number one and working 16, 14-hour days, probably 12-hour days. I mean, she would kill them if they kept her there for 16 hours. She's so good about being like, oh no, I need my sleep.
That's right.
I'm not going to be done if I don't sleep. Oh, 100%. Like,
yeah, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
What if she wasn't? What if she was just awful and she was lazy and terrible and just the worst?
Man, that would have sucked. That would have been like a testament to like being a professional actor and really being a great actor, because having to portray like, I love you so much, when deep down inside you're like,
you're the worst.
You're the worst. Like, that would have made it way more difficult for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So talk a little bit about your character, because she's got a very complicated backstory. She's not exactly, what you see, at the start. You got to kind of look back a little bit and see all the difficulties she had growing up.
That's what I love about Angelique, is that she is a regular person. She's very much your everyday villain, like people that you know or you knew in high school that you judged because maybe they were selling weed or they dressed weird or something, and then you put these titles on people, but you don't really understand them.
Right.
She's that, which I think is very topical to today. And like, just there's so much animosity between people from judgment, and she's the perfect example of don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Like, she's doing the best she can, being a product of the foster care system in these group homes. Like, she was never adopted. She was there till she was 18. And then just kind of, and I think honestly, giving her credit, she did pretty damn good.
She did pretty good.
Okay, she was making a lot of money selling snake eyes, and even though she had some rough patches, she managed to get clean, and she was so
That's
her
right.
while still selling. You know, never
That's
touch
right.
your own product. Isn't that like number one rule of
That's rule number
drug
one.
dealing?
I'm assuming. I would assume that's
Yeah,
right.
I don't know, but I think that should be rule number one. Like, don't use your own product.
Yeah.
So, and then I mean, obviously, as the show unveils itself and it moves forward, you've seen her loyalty to
Yeah.
Ryan, and that she is growing as a person. Granted, Ryan has blossomed into Batwoman, and again, Angelique is like your everyday regular person. She's just blossoming into a slightly more mature version of herself. That's
Right.
about what most of us end up getting to in life.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think she's such a great character, especially since she wasn't, there wasn't one established in the comic books. So she's completely new, which is,
Mhm.
they've done a really good job setting her up. Are we going to get to see you in a costume at some point?
Oh, I hope so. Let's manifest it. Google how to manifest. Like, yes, I hope so.
Yeah.
I would love to. I would love to be like a villain, even if it's a phase for Angelique. Her
Well, that's
villain,
right.
you know,
Yeah.
like
I don't know what your villain name would be, but I'm sure we could come up with something.
I had a friend who told me, and now I'm gonna butcher it because I kind of forgot because I low key forget a lot of things, that Angelique should come back as like the Moth. Like there's some really obscure, like there's like a proper villain in the DC world. I wish I remembered it now. Something Moth, the Dark Moth,
Gypsy Moth, maybe?
Dipsy Moth. That sounds like a
No,
country
Gypsy,
band.
Gypsy.
Dipsy Moth, coming to you live. Gypsy Moth sounds like a great villain.
Maybe.
Is that really a character?
I
Gypsy
think.
Moth?
I mean, I should know. I really should, but I
Come on,
think
aren't you the
that
expert
I know
here?
I'm supposed to be. I'm getting old. But yeah, I think there's a Gypsy Moth.
Yeah, it's like a really small villain, very like obscure, but like a really fun one that's never really made it to any screens because it's like not that big. But I think it'd be really fun if she came back as whatever Moth.
Well, you want to be a semi-good villain. You don't want to, you
Yeah.
don't want to be like a really evil villain. So
You
it can't
don't?
be. No.
No?
Well,
No?
maybe
No?
you do. You could have a
Maybe.
dark turn, and then
I
you could
think
have a
so.
whole story of redemption.
Yeah, like what is better than that? You know? Like I just feel like I would love like the whole Catwoman Batman dynamic between like Angelique and Ryan, where it's like they're in love in real life, but they're trying to kill each other as villain and superhero, but they don't know
Well,
it. You
yeah,
know,
why
like
not?
that'd be so much fun. I think the audience would really enjoy that. That'd be really fun.
It would be pretty good because at some
That'd
point
be
you'd have the
so
big
good.
reveal where they figure it out.
Or they never reveal it. And Batwoman just kills the villain and Angelique never comes home. Like she went out for milk and like literally just disappeared and she has no idea why.
That's a dark turn, even for that show.
It's a little too dark.
Batwoman can be dark at times, but that's a
Too
dark
dark.
turn.
That's like cable dark, not like
Yeah.
network dark.
Yeah, well, we don't want you to get killed because we want you to keep coming
No,
back.
that's right. But then I come back as like an evil twin.
Which the CW has done similar things to that before.
Right? Wouldn't that be fun? And then they kill her, but I come back as I had never died in the first place. Surprise.
Well, they've established a multiverse, so you could be a different world's version.
Oh my God, like in a different world, I'm like a lawyer and just like
That's
really
right.
got my shit together and just really successful and mature with a nice house in the Hamptons.
I think we need a spinoff, Gypsy Moth on her own show.
Gypsy Moth, drawn to the light, or like avoid the light, or something.
Oh no! Yeah,
I would love that.
What would Gypsy Moth's powers be, though? I guess she could fly.
I mean, obviously, she could fly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the real villain has certain powers that we just don't know of, but here we are making them up. Something to do with light, like maybe she could either like electricity. It has to be electricity.
Like you would think it'd have to be something.
Like turn lights on, off.
Well, yeah, because you don't want it to be. You don't. It's like she's really dangerous unless somebody turns on a light, and then she's totally distracted.
So then she, oh yeah, she's like, so she's kind of like vampire-esque. Maybe she can only come out at night. Maybe
I like that.
because
I like that idea.
the light's too distracting, and that'd be cool to play like a vampire villain. They don't really have vampires.
Have a vampire moth, and nobody's done a vampire.
Yeah, screw it, blood moth. Done. Done. Let's ship it. Let's get it done. Let's go produce it. We're gonna start our GoFundMe.
We've made the spinoff right now. Lawyer by day, blood moth by night.
Oh my God. Yes. My mom was a lawyer, as was my dad, and I feel like somebody's probably called a lawyer a blood moth behind their back.
Yeah.
Especially like a criminal defense lawyer. I bet they get a lot of shade. I mean, neither my mom or dad were, but people get a lot of shade being criminal defense attorneys, and I bet someone has called them a blood moth.
Yeah, it has to have happened. If not, they're going to now.
Yeah, that's it, because that's the show.
Yeah.
She's a criminal defense attorney.
Yep.
Because obviously, she's also a criminal.
Yeah, she's defending criminals during the day, but is a criminal at night.
And yes, and she's out for blood. And she goes after the prosecutors and like all of their teams.
Oh, this is a show.
This is it. And it's a great show, actually. This sounds awesome.
She's terrorizing the prosecution.
Yeah. That's it. In the courthouse and out of the courthouse. Yes.
This is it.
Summer 2022.
Yeah, get ready. Once this interview gets out there, the phone's going to be ringing.
Let's go. I'll get my team ready and you can executive produce this.
And I'm there.
We'll be millionaires and we're going to start an entire franchise.
That's it. All I want, I just want to be, one of those courtroom lackeys that gets offed at some point. I don't even need any lines. I just need I'll just be the.
You could be the guy who types.
Yeah, that's it. I'll type but something, I get killed real quick. That'll be my.
Or we just literally have you as the typing lackey forever.
Oh, I could do that. A recurring role.
That's it. Boom. You've just been cast in your first recurring role. How does it feel?
There it is.
What was it like when you found out?
Everything.
That's it. That's it, man.
I'm in.
Okay, let's go.
I'm attached.
So we have like some really big names attached to this project already. So it's pretty easy to greenlight it.
Oh yeah, this is going to happen. I feel like we need to start writing this ourselves. I'm not sure anybody is going to write this for us.
You're not wrong.
I hear you write a little bit, so.
I do. But you know what? I actually kind of really like this idea. I don't really know comic writing.
Oh, I can help with that.
This might be more your ground.
It may be
more your territory. We're going to have to do Blood Moth.
Blood Moth.
And yeah, man, it's a great name too.
It's
a red moth.
It could be a feature film. I don't even know if it's a show. It may be a movie.
It could be a movie.
Could be.
Yeah, it could be a movie, like something dark, HBO Max.
Yeah.
Stars.
Ooh, a limited dark HBO Max series. That would be good.
Yes. 8 episodes. Bam.
8 episodes. Yeah, hardcore.
And then maybe like at one point, like actually like some criminals do get out of control. So she's like neither here nor there. She has like her own agenda. She's not really fighting for the greater good. And she's not really fighting bad people or for bad people. She Blood Moth. Her own agenda.
Yeah, that actually, I like that because it'll be, it's not really, she's not good she's kind of evil, but she doesn't, she's not, sometimes you have evil people, but they do, they're kind of like an anti-hero and stuff. She's just doing whatever she wants.
She's not even an anti-hero. She's just Blood Moth.
It's just kind of like the vampire movie used to be. The star's the vampire, but they're just doing their vampire stuff. It doesn't really have a rhyme or reason.
Have you watched The Strain?
Oh yeah, I enjoyed The Strain.
Oh my god, I'm like hardcore binging it right now. It's amazing.
It's
Total is amazing. 100%.
Yeah.
I think it's like the best vampire show ever. In terms of being
it's
smart.
really good.
Yeah.
Well, it's Del Toro, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is huge. I mean, the man's
Yeah.
brilliant. And like
Yeah.
I think he like wrote it as well. Like he
He
adapted
did.
it.
I think it started as a book or books.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like I'm on season 4. I have 6 episodes and I'm so depressed. I don't know what
Yeah.
my life is gonna be
I know. I know.
afterwards.
It's a good show. And it's well written. And it's a different type of vampire.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's very realistic. And
Probably
especially
the
during
most
COVID
different. The most different vampire until Blood Moth.
until Blood Moth.
Yeah.
Because she's also a little bit of a vampire.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
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 It's got to be something like an energy drain. It doesn't necessarily have to be a draining blood. I guess, Blood Moth, you got to do. It's
Yeah,
got
I'm
to
about
be.
to say like maybe it could be like yeah. Yeah, I mean it kind of has to be.
But is she
Or
creating other blood moths?
no.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I don't
want I
think
don't,
so
don't think
either.
she wants that. I think she's like
No.
very much and I think as the seasons go on she will open up a bit more and maybe but like she's very much like this lone wolf who's all work and then hardcore play. And because she's
Yeah.
vampire as she doesn't sleep, she doesn't need sleep. That's why she's always winning her cases because she could put in more time
That's right. She's got
doing
all the time.
all. And then
But she has to have a
I
weakness. So if she doesn't feed, it's got to affect her.
what is her weakness?
You know,
What is her
something
weakness?
has to.
Her kryptonite. What is it?
Yeah, she's got to have a weakness because
Light. It's light. It's light.
Well, yeah, of course, it's got to be light.
It's light. And so she's always kind of like really covered up and stuff, you know? And
I feel like this is a whole podcast unto itself.
we have to circle back on this.
We have to circle back because
this is more.
This is a hit.
Yeah. Listen, someone's gonna steal our idea. Once this thing goes out, I guarantee you if we don't do it, blood moth will be a thing in a year and a half.
Do you know how depressed but a little excited I would be if I'm just, flipping through stuff and Blood Moth is on TV?
I'd be so excited. I would be like, this is an outrage.
That was our idea.
That's ours. We have the tape. Look at the date of this interview.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fine.
We got to do it.
We'll table Blood Moth for now.
Yeah, for now, but we got to circle back.
We have to.
This is just it's a monster hit.
It's a monster hit.
A monster hit.
Yes.
Yes. This interview cannot get any better. I think we're done.
I'll take my check, please. And
we're done.
He's the courtroom lackey. I want that written.
Yeah, that's all I want. I'm a simple man. That's plenty. That's all I need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I feel like I could convey so much just as the courtroom lackey.
And you're the only one who knows about her secret.
Yes. That has to be in there.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. You're the only one who knows. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I could deliver stuff to her on occasion. I could be that. I never say anything though.
Right.
That guy.
Maybe you're like a mute. You're a mute.
Ooh. Yeah.
But maybe it was
that would play to my strengths.
No, it would not. You're a wonderful talker. You're a wonderful talker. Maybe it's like a caterpillar. Do caterpillars turn into moths like they do butterflies? Yeah,
they have to, right? Moths just don't happen. It has to come from a caterpillar.
I think something happened to her where it's something like a caterpillar. She comes from an actual caterpillar vampire, and then something went wrong in the cocoon, and then she came out. Like that's kind of the origin story.
That's the origin story. Like we have to work it out.
We have to work on that. But I think that's something there,
This is
maybe we find out that you created me in the end, and you're actually like 600 years old.
The whole time. I was manipulating behind the scenes the whole time.
Yeah.
I love this idea.
So many ways.
I know.
So many ways.
I know. All right, we got part 2.
Okay.
Nothing but Blood Moth.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah. Okay. I'm actually serious. I'm kind of obsessed.
I know now. See, I'm not artistic, so we have to find somebody to draw this out for us. I want to see what and we need some what do they call the things where
storyboard.
Storyboard it.
Storyboard
Storyboard it out.
outline.
Yeah,
We gotta make a sizzle, film the spec. Shoot.
Yeah, we got to have a the deck. We got to have a deck.
The deck, the pitch deck.
We got to have a pitch deck. Although we could probably just show them this interview and
so here's
it pitches itself. Yeah, it pitches itself.
Speaks for itself. Really, like, come on. It's just a sure win. The last one was a like, Daredevil.
I think she's pretty good as the Blood Moth, but this court reporter guy, I mean, that's the story.
That we're gonna need like Anthony Hopkins for it. And I'm like, no. Michael's playing the Lord Lackey typist, okay? Or I'm not or I walk.
Hey, how does that work? It's been so long I haven't been in a courtroom. Are they still typing like on a typewriter thing, or do they actually have like an iPad now? Because I want the old school.
Yeah. Like this is gonna be set in 1975.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, there's no cell phone. There's like I want the soundtrack like Bowie. I want like we're gonna go into the 80s. I want this to like go 70s to 80s. Yeah.
Now
with that style.
Yeah.
We got typewriters. There's not that many gadgets. So it's easier for things to just happen and people to get away with it. It has to be
filmed that way too. It needs to be filmed 80s like late 70s.
Like on film.
Yes.
Yeah. And we'll get Toro. We'll get Del Toro to direct.
Oh, we have to.
Cuban lead. He likes working with Hispanics, right? Cuban lead.
Yes.
She can also, Blood Moth is also Hispanic. We need some more Hispanic lead anti-hero villain heroes.
We absolutely. There's none out there. Name one.
Wonder Girl or something. Wasn't there like one Hispanic superhero Wonder Girl? I think it is. I don't know. But you see, TV? We don't know. We need
more on TV or in the movies. Have 100%. To have that. Yeah, for sure. So, okay. All right. So we'll table Blood Moth for a second.
Okay.
So talk a little bit about that, because you brought up that you're Cuban. Mm-hmm. You know, what do you think about that? Are we getting better at it? Is Hollywood doing a better job creating opportunities for Hispanics and Cuban? Is that improving?
I mean, yeah, of course, it's always improving. The question is at what rate?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my biggest thing is, you know, I want to see stories that I relate to. There are no Cuban stories. I think there was like one Netflix show, the Celia Cruz, and who knows about that? Nobody. Like, who's watching that? To me, it's the production value, it's the budgets, it's giving Latinos and their scripts the same, you know, attention that you would give a Blood Moth, for example.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so that their stories can be told, so people can understand that what Cuban history, like all the amazing, interesting things that happened during the revolution over there. Miami, in and of itself, it's like this anomaly. It's like a city within this country that it's totally of its own. You know, everyone in power in Miami is Latino. Everyone, you go to the bank and they talk to you in Spanish. Like, you know, English is the second language in Miami. It's like built by the people in the United States of America. So we need more of that and accurate representation of those stories, not just like, you know, I don't know, like a comedies where it's like, it's, you know, caricatures of it.
Right.
That's fun too. Love that. That's fun too. Let's keep that. Let's just also add in, you know, some other tales and stories with budget.
We need more behind the camera as well. Because you know you'll tend to get more accurate depiction if you have people that actually know what they're writing about.
Yeah, writers, you know, from Cuba, from Miami, or Latino at least, and female writers too, to tell that kind of experience and that angle accurately. Yeah, we need. I mean, it's just about giving them the space and the voice so that they can come and they can learn and they can, you know, the kids can, it starts, you know, from the ground up, and letting them know that, hey, look, on TV, there are Latino actors, so you can be an actor.
That's
Definitely
right.
go pursue that dream. Don't give up on it. I mean, that Hispanic actor in The Strain is brilliant.
Yeah.
I think Miguel Gomez is his name or
He's
something
awesome.
like that.
Yeah, he's
So
awesome.
you know, and it's just like, oh, I love seeing that because he's not your typical just gang member. He's
Right.
funny. He has so much more depth to him. There's so much there. We need more of that. But of course, Guillermo del Toro, you know, Mexican, is writing it. So of course,
Yeah.
he's going to be infused with that depth because of the person who's creating the show, which you're absolutely right. We just need more behind.
We need more. And I think that's, you brought up the most important part is, you know, for younger people, kids, they need to see themselves represented on the screen. You know, that's
100%.
what we need more of, whether it's female or Hispanic, Cuban, whatever it is. They need to see that on the screen so that they can, you know, if they want to be an actor, they can be an actor or a writer, or a director, whatever they want.
I mean, there are studies done, and I'm not going to quote them because this is one of those things I know I've heard of this. I'm not sure, but I think there are studies that have been done that if you have accurate representation on the screen, whether it's transgender, gay, Latino, black, etc., and people like in maybe a more secluded rural environment or religious, for whatever reason that's like a demographic, an audience might be secluded, they don't really get exposed to these characters in real life. So really the only reference point they're going to have is the TV shows they watch.
That's
so
right.
If we're able to, again, like I'm saying, it's not to take away anything. Have fun. I'm all about having fun too, but we just need to make sure that we balance out the scales with caricatures, but also actual representation so people can use that as a way to learn about people they don't have in their real life.
Yeah. No, I think it's such a good point, and hopefully it's going to keep getting better. I mean, it definitely. I mean, just as a viewer, it seems like we're seeing more of that the last few years.
Oh yeah.
I was curious if you're on the other side of it and actually in shows, do you think that it's getting better?
I think so. I mean, I'm excited for the day where we get to that next level of representation where, because I'm Cuban, I'm full Cuban, and I have very fair skin and blue eyes, so I don't look Hispanic,
right?
You know what I mean? So I can't wait till we get to the point where they look at me and they go Hispanic. It's accepted. Like you could play the Hispanic lead. You don't have to have darker skin, darker eyes, darker complexion. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm really excited when we get to that point because even black, there's so many different shades of black, so many different shades of Hispanic, so many Asians, all of it. Really, we all come in all different shapes and sizes. So I'm really excited for that day when really we acknowledge the true diversity within the diversity.
Well, hopefully we'll get to the point that it's not something that you'll notice. It'll just be, it's just is, we're not there yet. Once you're to the point that you're just watching something and it doesn't really even occur to you, about somebody's sexuality, their race, where they're from, as long you're just watching a good show and you don't really pay any attention to that. That's where we need to get. We're just not there yet.
Not yet, but I think we will. I have faith.
I think so too.
I have faith in humanity. I have faith that it's like growing. We're going through a growing pains right now.
I feel like Blood Moth is going to help us get there. I don't know.
I do think Blood Moth is the answer.
It's everything. The villain we need right now.
The villain we didn't know we needed. We didn't know we wanted.
That's right. That's right. Moth. Definitely the one we deserve.
Sure. We've earned her.
Yeah.
We have earned her.
Yeah, for sure.
Blood Moth. We've earned it. Yeah.
So I have to ask you about, because I know that you have done personal training and you're big into fitness. I wanted to ask you about that. What started kind of your journey down that route, and how have you used that to help you with your acting?
Funny enough, I hated PE. I would lie. I was like the spiteful child who the day of the mile, me and my friend would walk the mile on purpose, talking about our slumber party and what we were going to do. And the whole class is like this, waiting for us. And the teacher's like, and we're just like slowly kicking rocks on the mile walk. So I hated PE. I hated. I never worked out. I was a dancer, so that to me was like as
Okay,
physical.
what kind of dance did you do? Did you do all the dance?
I did a lot of them. I did like ballet, flamenco, hip hop, jazz. So I did a lot of it. So to me, that was my exercise.
Yeah, it's active.
And that was it. Super active. But it wasn't like PE. And then when I moved to New York, I lived really close to the Chelsea Piers gym.
Yeah.
And I think it was like from 1 minute to the next, I was like, I'm 18, I left the house. If I don't start working out, I'm gonna get fat.
Yeah.
And that just my logic was that.
In there.
It was like, I will just blow up and die. So I need to start working out. So that's how my brain works. And I started working out like twice a day. Like I went crazy out of nowhere, like day to night. And now I've kind of found my middle ground with it, but it helps me in every way possible. It helps my mind. It helps my discipline. It helps my schedule. It's like I know. It's like even if I have nothing planned for one day, if I have my workout scheduled, it's just like this anchor. And then from that, more productive activities sprout. And now I'm training for my first triathlon.
No, you're not.
Yeah, I just signed up 2 days ago.
I'm so envious of that. Oh my gosh.
Well, don't be too envious. So
what's the hard part for you?
It's gonna be swimming.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's what I would say too. Swimming's hard.
And it's a reverse sprint triathlon, which means I finish with swimming. So I start running, biking.
So you're exhausted.
Mm-hmm. But it's in a pool. I managed to find the one triathlon that's in a pool. So it's not open water, thank God.
Can you swim anyway? I mean, does it matter how you get across the pool?
I don't think so.
Because I can swim really well underwater. I'm a little iffy on top.
Well, shit, I don't know. I might have to look into that. I suck underwater, so
I've always said I could save myself in a swimming pool. You put me out in the ocean, I may have trouble.
Yeah, the ocean. That like when I originally was like, I'm gonna do this, I was like, open water, ocean. I was like, I don't know how the hell I'm gonna pull that off. Yeah. And then when I found the pool, I was like, you know what, the universe is looking out for me, and I can totally do this. So I'm training. I may have to try that.
Okay, so how many miles do you have to run?
So it's a sprint. It's the shortest.
Oh, it's a sprint. Okay.
A sprint triathlon. So I run a 5K, bike a 15K, and then swim 150 meters. So I
feel like I'd have a shot doing that. Yeah, I love that. That's not as intimidating.
No, like the biggest thing, my sister, she's training for an Ironman, and she's like, the biggest thing is like the endurance of it. The nonstop of the running into the biking into the swimming that you have to train, because individually, like you'd be able to be fine doing them. It's doing them back to back to back to back to back. And so that's kind of where my training is now.
Are you interested in finishing well or just finishing?
I'm starting with just finishing, and I know in about 2 months I'm gonna be I want to finish well.
Yeah, because you're competitive,
and then I'm gonna kill myself doing it, basically. Yeah, and that's just where it's going.
That's what I figured. That's what I figured. Yeah. What? Okay, so when's your first one?
August 7th. So I have 4 months.
Is it televised? Is it streamed?
I don't think so.
I could
put a GoPro on me though. I could live stream it.
You should.
Actually, I'll stick a GoPro on me somewhere, and then just like
you should totally do that.
Hey guys. Like embarrass myself. Hell yeah. I'm about that.
So I'm guessing you bike or you're doing spin classes or something.
I have a Peloton.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I have a bicycle. It's not like a race bike or anything. And I did like 3 miles on it the other day, and I was all right.
Does it have a basket on it?
No.
Okay, well then it's a legit bike.
It's a Navarro, I think the brand is.
Yeah,
I bought it off a friend, and I hadn't used it for a year. And then I was like, I'm gonna do a triathlon, and the bike is like.
Well, you have to have a bike for the. They don't provide it, I'm assuming. Yeah.
No, and so it's a good enough bike that like it's gonna get me through this one, and then if like the bug really bites hard, I do like little wins for every job I book. So the next job I book, I'll buy myself like a proper race bike, and then kind of like get obsessed.
And that's a good reward, because those aren't cheap. A good one.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
Maybe I can get Blood Moth to sponsor me, right?
Oh, there we go.
And then get all the gear through Blood Moth.
Right. I think this
red
is
Blood Moth bike,
well, and
Blood Moth
obviously
tri-suit.
Blood Moth has to be in good shape, so there's going to be some
100%.
training. There's got to be some training. Did you have to train for Batwoman, or did they say, okay, you're in good enough shape?
Well, I don't really do a lot of stunts. I think my first scene was a stunt, and then that's.
Did you do that one, or did you have somebody stand in for you?
So I did everything except go over the couch.
Oh, did you get to do the headbutt?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. So much
I've
fun.
always wanted to headbutt somebody. I don't really want to hurt anybody, but I just wanted to,
Well, it's you do it at an angle, and the way you film it, that's how stunts work. It's like WWE.
Yeah.
Where it's like everything's kind of like stay. They hit you, but like everything's done.
Yeah, right. Well, it looked really good. I wanted to ask you if you got to do the headbutt. That was cool.
I did. It was really exciting. I would love to
do
more. So
did I read that you had wanted to be a wrestler at one time?
Wanted and was teetering on this line. I got roped into, no pun intended, this like women's wrestling league in New Jersey. And I trained, like I would go twice a week and train. Like I learned flip bumps and all those things. And I did one live match. And then I was like, you know what? This is not what I want to do in my life. No, I'm out. Thank you so much, everybody. I want to be an actor.
That's hard.
Yeah, man. Listen, those people, the toll it takes on their body, like, no, I can't. No. I'll work out. I'll do my triathlons, but I don't want to get thrown, 20 feet and land on my back. No, thank you.
Did you get to have a match before you decided this wasn't for you? So you did
one live match. Yeah.
All right. That's pretty impressive.
Thank you. I was young. I was a young little bull back then. And
your body wasn't broken yet, so you could still.
Not yet. I could do whatever the hell I wanted and just bounce right back.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, oh.
Yeah, we don't bounce back.
Run yesterday. Yeah.
You did a sci-fi Quibi show.
Yes, I did. I did like one little fun little part on that.
Yeah.
Don't Look Deeper.
Don't Look Deeper. That was pretty good.
It was great. Didn't it turn out cool?
It did. I thought it was really good. I was disappointed that Quibi didn't make it. I thought it was a neat idea.
Wrong time. It would have worked pre-COVID. People were like that, on the go, and then we got locked in our houses for a year and a half.
I know. 10-minute stuff wasn't as good at home. But I thought your role was really good in that.
It was a little fun part. It was a really good time. Yeah.
I like the sci-fi stuff, so I thought that was pretty good.
We're gonna have that with we're gonna have some sci-fi elements.
Oh yeah. We got sci-fi, maybe a little bit of fantasy in there. We'll have because we got to have some type of a little bit of magic in there. We got to.
Totally. Well, I mean, the whole cocoon, caterpillar, vampire. That's magic.
That's magic.
That element there.
Yeah, a little supernatural.
Magic. Yes, just some dystopian elements too.
I like that too.
A little 1984 kind of. Maybe it's like set in that world with the big brothers watching.
This is getting better and better.
I know.
If we keep getting drawn back to it.
I know. I know.
We got to write this script.
I really do. You know what? Let me put that.
Yeah, I've already written it down. Blood Moth.
Must make.
Yeah. It's so hard to come up with original ideas. Nobody's done this.
Nobody's done this. We're about to marry some of the greatest shit ever.
We have to do it.
Brave New World, all of these like Anthem, all these dystopian books. Like, we're gonna do that in supernatural and superhero. A supernatural hero, you know?
All the elements.
Like the fifth element. This is the sixth element.
It's
the fifth element is one of the best movies ever too.
That is a great movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Bruce Willis in his prime, and it's so good.
It's brilliant.
And I love that movie. That's one. Although they'll eventually remake it, but it's never.
No, they can't. They can't remake it.
You know they will.
That's like remaking Fight Club. You could never. There's certain things. It's a one and done.
You're right.
It's a one
You're
and
right.
done.
Yeah, you can't remake Fight Club either. No, there's no way.
Can't touch these things.
So
Michael, this has been so much fun.
I know you. We gotta get you off of here. We went so long on Blood Moth. We've taken all our
Blood Moth. I mean, it has a presence. It has a presence.
So, all right. So we'll just have to do it again. We'll have to have a part 2 at some point.
Yes, we do. 100%.
Sure. So before you go, is there anything else that you have upcoming that we can keep an eye out for?
I have, what am I supposed to say? But I have a guest star in a different TV show coming up in 2 weeks. So follow me on Instagram, and once I can post about it.
So when you're allowed, you'll let us know.
Exactly, yeah. But it will be at the end of the month, a different TV show, a little fun, 1 episode guest star.
Awesome. Where can we find you on social media?
Bevin Bru, BEVINBRU.
Yeah, you popped right up. It came up really fast.
I think I'm the only Bevin Bru on the internet.
Yeah, you're the only one that came up. So that's very good.
Until there's like fake Bevin Brus in the world who might, try to falsify me. But really, I think as for right now.
Yeah. All right. So the last thing, I have a good friend that went absolutely ballistic when she found out you were coming on the show. She just thinks you're the best. So you have to say hello to Heather, please.
Hi, Heather. Heather's another great movie.
Yeah. Ooh, Heather's is terrific. Oh my gosh. Just come back. We'll just talk movies.
We'll come back. We have so much to talk about. And Heather,
all right,
you're
Bevin.
Awesome.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to hit pause. All right. So that was the outstanding Bevin Bru. Just the best. That was so much fun. I was really looking forward to that. I love her work on Batwoman, and I wasn't sure how, what direction the interview was going to go. Never would have thought Blood Moth, but who knows? But she was so much fun and just full of energy and just wonderful. There was definitely stuff that I wanted to get to, and we went off on a tangent, which was great. So we'll definitely have her back. That was a blast. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't done so already, please check us out on YouTube under Meisterkhan Pod. Give us a subscription. As a podcast, there's zillions of podcasts out there. It really helps us if we can get those subscription numbers up. So please consider doing that. Appreciate that you keep coming back to us week after week. I hope you're enjoying the interviews that we're bringing you, trying to bring you good people. So I hope you enjoy that. You can find us on our website, Meisterkhan.com. We have over 200 episodes, audio and video on there, and just a ton of just the best guests. And Bevin belongs right at the top of those. So I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, everybody, until next time, bye.